G'day, I'm Clive and welcome to CDP Outdoors. Today we're going to have a look at the Solar Stove Lite, which is a little wood burning stove which I got from Survival Supplies Australia. I bought this myself, it wasn't given me, so this review of this stove will be 100% honest. If it's good, I'll tell you. If it's no good, I'll tell you it's no good. Yeah, so let's get it set up. So here we are, the Solo stove. It comes in a nice stuff sack here with a good little cord lock, some decent cord, and it's actually reflective cord, so if you're looking for your stove at night, it'll make it easier to find. So this is the Solar Lite stove, or the Solar Stove Lite. It comes in two pieces, and as you can tell, it has been used a few times, but it's still in good condition. A decent mesh at the bottom to allow airflow to get to your coals, to keep your fire burning nice. We have these rings around the side which come down the inside, and we've got the holes on the outside, and this draws the air both underneath and up through here to feed your fire with oxygen, and it also comes up in between the two layers and comes out of here, and it preheats the oxygen, makes it hotter, so it allows your stove to burn hotter and with less smoke. At the bottom you can see there's a little tray which you can see through here, which comes about this high, which catches all your ash, which stops it blocking all your air vents, and it also acts as a heat blocker. I don't know if you can see there, but between the actual tray that's inside and the bottom, which is solid, there's a nice gap for the airflow, so it's not going to burn the floor or the grounds where you're using your stove. The top, as you can see, has also got the holes around to allow more oxygen to get in there, more air, and we've got a 3-point, the tripod stand, so your pot will sit on there nice. And this part is for feeding your wood, so once your pot's on top and your fire's going, you can keep feeding it to keep your fire going in until you finish cooking. What I also use this for, once all the coals are there and I finish with the cooking and that on a cold day, is I just keep it stoked up and use it as a personal little fire. The pot I'm going to be using with this is the Solar Stove 900mm, which, I'll show you, this fits in just nice. There's 400ml of water. Now, I cheated a little bit today. No, I wouldn't class it as cheating. I picked up wood when it wasn't raining a couple of days ago from a tree just over the road from where I live. Knowing that we're going to have a few days of rain, we've got rain forecast today also, so I'm just hoping we can get this video made and finished and get back down the 2 kilometers down the hill to my car before it all starts to rain. Right, so there's a bit of fire starter in here. Nice and hot. I can either get the fire going from this point, or it's just as easy with the pot stand on and just drop some wood in there. I don't know if you can see already on the camera that the oxygen that's coming through the holes at the top and the inside is creating the flame to come up into like an upside down funnel, which is allowing the flame, when I put the pot on, it will hold the flame to the bottom of the pot as much as possible, so it gives you a quicker burn, so you don't need as much fuel. And this flame's getting a bit close to me now. Let's move back a little bit. You are going to get smoke in the beginning from the wood, but once it gets going there's very little smoke, so it's a fairly clean burn. I was sitting about a metre away and it's giving off some good heat from here. Stopwatch. And so we've got 400ml, which is, that's nearly 15 fluid ounces, and the flames are just dying down a bit, so I'm going to hit the start button on the stopwatch. And see how long it takes to boil this water. Let's get the lid on and start. I'll leave that in view all the time. And just slowly feed the fire to keep it going. Bubbles forming on the bottom, and up to 1 minute. Just using small pieces of wood today because I don't want to keep the stove burning for that long, just long enough to boil the water and show it in use. Now, anything that's combustible really can be used in this, like I said, any different type of wood, the cones from the trees. I've got a bit of scrap jarrah from some firewood from home there as well mixed in, which I won't be using because that burned too long, that one will. And then you've got and because I'm only using the small twigs, it's going to take a lot more to keep it going and burning. Back on. A bit of smoke from the fresh wood there. I've got bubbles right, slowly rising to the top and side. Up to 3 minutes. And the damper the wood, the more smoke you're going to get. Now the longer you have this wood burning and the harder the wood and the bigger the pieces, you're going to end up with more of an ember at the bottom, which will be able to be used for cooking like I normally do, just some bacon and eggs in the small frying pan that I carry. Big enough for about 2 rashers chopped up and 2 eggs at a squeeze. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll see that I'll normally scramble the eggs to make it easier to cook. But it can be done. And the bigger the frying pan, then you probably wouldn't have to break the eggs. Well, I've tried it one day. Yeah, the bubbles getting bigger and got the steam coming off. There we are. 5 minutes in, and that's with taking it off for about a minute to stoke more fuel in there. Now this stove isn't for your quick cup of coffee in the morning. It's this type of stove that you're going to use if you don't mind just relaxing and just sitting in front of a little fire and just taking your time, which sometimes I do, especially when I get to camp after a nice long walk and you set your little stove going and the wood burner going and all the wood burning, make your coffee or your hot drink, whatever you drink, and boil some water for your rehydrated food, or even cook some food on there like the bacon and eggs, or reheat a ready meal, which I have done on this. 6 minutes and we've got a boil. So there you go, after 6 minutes we've got a good boil going there, and handles aren't that hot, so you can see how it concentrates the flame to the middle of the pot. But it does get hot, so still be careful. Just checking the camera's not too hot there. So yeah, it's 6 minutes from when the fire weren't burning properly, just from getting it all going to a rolling boil for 400 ml, which is roughly 15 fluid ounces of water. It's not bad for a little stove like this. And we'll see how long it takes now to just let it slowly burn out, and we'll show you what's left at the end of it all. And while I'm out today walking back, I'll see if there's any dry wood, and I'll pick it up ready for the next time I come out, and we'll cook some bacon and eggs on it next time. So this thing here also acts as a wind block, a windshield, so the chances of it being blown out are very, very slim, and even less with this on it. And you probably hear on the microphone of the camera that we've had the wind blowing all the way through this video. Now, even though this is double wall, it does still get hot, so mind yourself when you are handling this afterwards. Make sure you've left it long enough to cool down after the fire's gone out. It's not recommended to move it with the fire going, but as you can see now, we've still got a nice flame in there, gentle flame but nice and warm. So just throwing a little bit on every now and then. You can keep yourself warm for most of the night before you jump in your hammock or into your tent in your sleeping bag, without using as much wood as if you got a small campfire going. So we're up to 9.5 minutes from when we actually put the pot on, and as you can see I haven't put any more wood in there. Let's give you a look inside now. Looks nice. It's glowing. There you go. Get a better view of it. You see all your ash is falling through the grate into the bottom and the little catch can. Pardon me. Up to 11 minutes and it's still going. And these were just the small twigs and small branches picked up along or should I say I picked not on along the way, but I picked up opposite home from the trees there. It's giving us some heat because even this little branch, we're poking it down and just tapping it, just started to glow and burn. So there's still a lot of heat in here. Only not burning already just from touching it. That's how hot it is in there. So don't handle it until you know it's gone out. So 13 minutes now. I reckon this is going to be going for another 5 or 10 minutes, so this is a bit wet. Let's see across there, see how much heat's in there. Do an experiment. I think you can see from there, we're just down to the ashes and the embers, and it's still giving out heaps of heat. So it's starting to steam. And we're beginning to smoke, so we might actually get that to light. Let's see what happens. Like I said, I'm just going to let this burn out, so I'm not going to be adding any more fuel to it. This is just to show how hot it remains, and we are 15 minutes in from when we put the pot on, so we're looking, what's that, it's about 20 minutes, say. We'll say we had 5 minutes messing around and getting it started. Clouds coming over at the moment, nice and black. About 25 minutes and still getting off heat, so what we'll do is I'll tip it over and I'll pour water on. So make sure it's out. Now if we left that a bit longer, they would probably all burnt down to ashes. But by the feels of how cool that is, there wasn't much longer left in it. just to be safe. Right, that's out good and proper, that is. And packing it away is simple. Your pot stand just turns upside down and sits inside. Nice, neat, tidy, and a bit of ash still coming out. So then with that we'll just put it in the sack provided. And now it's in the sack provided, we'll just pop it straight into the 900ml pot, which I think I've got the wrong bags, but I'll make it work. So it sits nice and net with the lid. So there you go, both your pot and your stove all in that little small package. If you've enjoyed this video, please go down below and hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already, and hit the bell button next to it so you can be notified of all future videos coming out. And if you are already a subscriber, I thank you once again, it's much appreciated. And the Survival Supplies Australia, I'll put a link down below in the comments section, so go down and hit on that link and go and have a look what they got. So until next time, get out there, have some fun and take care.